Good evening and welcome to the October 3rd Transportation Commission meeting. My name is Inuminduno Bikoya and I am the Transportation Commission liaison. And this meeting is being recorded, so please turn off your mics and Teams when you are not speaking. Before we start with any agenda items, are there any other items that need to be addressed? Hearing none, I will turn the meeting over to our chair, Mr. Maradovich.
All right, thank you. I guess we can start with the first item, the 26th Street
Okay.
South.
The first item and only item on the agenda is the 26th Street naming art bus facility item. And for that, we have staff members on the call, and I believe Mr. Sanders is presenting.
Yes. Good evening. My name is Edward Sanders. I work in Department of Environmental Services in Facilities Design and Construction. And with me today, I have Adil Chuhan, who is the Facilities and Design Construction Bureau Chief, Allison Jordan, who is the Public Engagement Specialist, and Michelle Stafford, who in DES is Transportation Planning, the Principal Planner. I got involved with this presentation because I am the transit program manager for the construction and for the maintenance building art operations and maintenance facility and the garage. And today we're asking for your recommendations of the proposed amendment to the master transportation plan to add existing public right-of-way and the 2600 block of Shirlington Road as a street segment named 26th Street South. This name will eliminate the duplication of the street named Shirlington Road. Currently, the access road that branches off Shirlington Road is also considered Shirlington Road and causes confusion with people that's visiting and trying to locate the businesses within the access road, and it'll also reduce confusion with the fire and emergency services, and it follows the street grid, county street grid. Currently, the construction of the maintenance building and the parking garage are scheduled to reach substantial completion later this month in October. So that will also coincide with the new street naming will also coincide with this opening of the new building. And we have also notified DC Rental and Cube Smart, who will be affected in mid-September of the changes that we're proposing. Next slide. On the Master Transportation Plan Amendment would, as you see this in the center of the on the left, the center of the map on the left, it adds the new street, 26th Street South, which is currently now considered Shirlington Road, and it would eliminate that confusion by naming a new street, establishing this new street as 26th Street South. Also, you could on the affected areas, if you look at the map segment on the right, you see 26th Street approximately in the center. At the base of this rectangle, you see CubeSmart, that particular building for CubeSmart would be affected. And also at the top of the rectangle where you see DC Rental, that one would also be affected. And both of these businesses have been notified of the changes. Next slide. And the upcoming milestones, this month we anticipate at the end of this month reaching substantial completions for both the garage and the art operations and maintenance facility, and moving in later on, doing so. And then in 1019, the county board is considered a request to advertise in this two-part to advertise public hearings at the planning commission, and then in 1116 the board meeting. So moving over to November 2024, having the planning commission hearing, and then the 1116 the board will consider this the street creation, and then at the same time period the street creation takes effect. And then moving to between December and early 2025, there'll be a ribbon cutting. Also, buses will be moving in, and then the operations will begin. And then all the way to the right of this slide will be the outreach. It shows the outreaches that have been completed. And early September, there was a presentation Green Valley Association. Around mid-September, there was in-person meetings with the businesses that was affected, the DC Rental and CubeSmart. Also during the mid-September, letters were sent out to those businesses as well. And also the website for the project website was updated. Again, next slide. Again, we have Adil Chuhan, myself, and Allison Jordan, and Michelle with us to answer any questions. Next slide. Yeah. So, are there any questions?
Any questions from the commissioners online? Seems like a pretty simple matter. Yeah, no questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So do we,
Well,
is there a resolution that's been put forth?
there is. So the board has the language that they are asking that you consider for approval or recommendation for approval.
Yeah.
And do any of the presenters have the language available you can put on the screen, or shall we pull it up?
I have it right here.
Okay.
All right. So is there a motion to vote on approving the following language? Resolution adopting an amendment to the Master Transportation Plan to establish a new segment of the 26th Street South departing in an easterly direction from the 2600 block of Charlington Road. Whereas the County Board of Arlington County has been presented with a proposed amendment to the MTP map, part of the county's comprehensive plan, and whereas the proposed amendment to the MTP plan is shown on Figure 1. Do I need to read all this? Yeah, I have to. All right. Whereas the proposed amendment to the MTP map shown on Figure 1 entitled 26th Street South Master Transportation Plan Amendment in the County Board Report dated November 16th, 2024, and attached to this resolution. And whereas the county manager recommends that the proposed MTP map amendment be approved and adopted by the county board. And whereas the Planning Commission, after a duly advertised public hearing, recommends MTP map amendment to the county board. And whereas the County Board of Arlington County has considered the foregoing recommendation in light of purposes of the Master Transportation Plan and the Comprehensive Plan to the Arlington County Zoning Ordinance, the Arlington County Subdivision Ordinance, and the Code of Virginia. And whereas on November 16, 2024, the County Board of Arlington County held a duly advertised public hearing on the proposed amendment to the MTP plan. Now, therefore, be resolved that based on the aforementioned recommendations, considerations, deliberations, and public comments, the County Board of Arlington County hereby proposes and adopts the proposed amendment to the MTP map, establishing a new segment of the 26th Street South departing in an easterly direction from 2600 block of Arlington Road as shown on the map and attached to the resolution as Figure 1.
Seconded.
All right, thank you. All right. Yes, we have one of the presenters, Allison Jordan, I believe. No, Michelle Stafford. Sorry.
Hi. I'm from Transportation Planning in the Department of Environmental Services. I just wanted to suggest that it's possible. This is the language that will be before the board in November. It is possible to truncate to just the beginning of this because it refers to future meetings.
Okay.
We have been going through revisions on this, so this is a draft from a little bit earlier in the process.
So to just truncate to the part that's bolded and underlined up at the top?
Just the resolution part, I think, is fine.
Okay.
And not the whereas, because that will be part of the board hearing in November.
All right.
The October hearing is just for the purpose of the request to advertise.
Wonderful. So let me do that again.
It's a helpful
Yeah,
suggestion, but
yeah.
obviously.
I'm going to pull that motion. Pull that motion. Could someone second that? Or is there a second?
Seconded.
All right. All right. New motion to approve the language stating resolution adopting an amendment to the Master Transportation Plan map to establish a new segment of 26th Street South departing in an easterly direction from the 2600 block of Arlington Road.
Seconded.
Okay, thank you. You want to? All right, then we'll start with the vote. Commissioner Coleman.
Aye.
Commissioner Flores.
Aye.
Commissioner Furman.
Aye.
Commissioner Hussein.
Aye.
Commissioner Nolan, not here. Commissioner Lantelmi.
Aye.
Commissioner Locker. Not here. Commissioner Ludlow. Not here. I vote aye. Commissioner Shannon.
Aye.
Commissioner Terry. Abstain. Commissioner Theo.
Aye.
And Commissioner Mendelson.
Aye.
All right, so let me tally that up. We have, my spreadsheet's freezing for some reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I voted 9 aye and 1 abstaining. 1 abstaining, yeah. 1 absent. Okay. That resolution passes.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. That concludes the items that are on the agenda, and we can now move on to other Transportation Commission business. Mr. Chair, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine. I think Commissioner Furman would like to update us on the MTP discussions.
Yes, so to catch up the rest of the commission on a meeting that Commissioner Shannon and I got to go to earlier this week. We've been invited to be involved in the advisory group that is redesigning the master transportation plan that hasn't been updated since 2007. One of the task items that we've been asked to bring to the commissions more widely is a series of 4 questions that I'm going to send out after this meeting. I will say what they are here, but these are not questions that are necessarily ones that we're going to be able to answer on the spot. So offering some time for reflection and reasonable responses on each one of these. The hope is to have these rolled up before November 19th so that Commissioner Shannon and I can take this back to the advisory group at our next meeting in November and share how our commission uses the MTP. For us in particular, I think that some of these questions are foundational to the type of work that we do. So keep in mind that these questions are to everyone who's involved on the advisory group. So a lot of them are more of a nature that would be unique to others. Like they may not use the MTP for a lot of things, whereas we use it for almost everything. So the first question is, how does your commission use the existing MTP? The second one is, what does your commission hope the refreshed transportation plan includes? The third one is, what does your commission see as the biggest transportation challenges facing Arlington? And then the fourth one is, what does your commission see as opportunities for transportation, which I honestly wish I had asked a little bit more for clarity there, but I would treat the fourth one like a catch-all for any ideas that you have around transportation generally, since they're just asking for opportunities. Commissioner Flores.
So is the goal for everyone individually to respond or for us as a commission to state a response?
Yeah, the ask was for us to take it to the commissions and get a wide range of opinions. So I will also, I'm going to throw it to Commissioner Shannon, who might have an answer to that and also might want to share other things as well. So Commissioner Shannon.
Yes, I was just going to agree to that I think it's, probably best through email to collect the input, and then we would provide all that individual input. And then we could probably both take a look at it and then see if there's anything that, that could be best summarized from our position. But I think the main goal is for a wider input from ourselves as commissioners. And I think the other big piece here with the work that we're doing on the MTP and the revitalization of it is, it's the general broader plan. So this, I think a point for answering these questions is we're not going to be diving into very specific projects within the work that we're doing on the MTP.
Thank you, Commissioner Shannon. And I'll also add that Ms. Obukoya was going to look into whether we need to provide all of the responses that we are going to have, whether for freedom of information and things like that, or if this is more of a summary of everything that the commission thought about these 4 questions. In addition to this, I'll also send out, there are going to be a number of public engagement opportunities, both pop-up events and open houses. There's a lot of interest to get a broad set of voices at these. So share this with your communities, folks who you talk with regularly. And again, we'll send that information out, as well as the website that is being updated with more and more information every day on the MTP write-up. So thank you, everyone.
Can I ask another question? Yeah. So how much time are we going to have to share responses?
So for the first 4 questions, they're asking for them to be handed back by November 19th. I think as long as everyone can maybe get them to Commissioner Shannon and I by like early that week, that'll give us time to roll up everything. So ballpark something like November 12th. So a little bit of time to think through, providing a response. And then there's going to be opportunities for like public engagement on this, but this is the specific ask of the commission, will be mid-November.
And do you know what the time frame is for the public engagement opportunities?
Yeah, they'll start with pop-up events as early as the 12th. They're going to be doing one at the Cherrydale of October. So there's a lot of pop-up events and open houses that are happening over the course of October. I think on October 7th, they're also going to open up an online survey. So there's a few opportunities that are coming soon. I think the ask of the commissions and it being in more the November timeline is because the next time the advisory group meets will be more in the later November timeframe. So they're just hoping to get all the inputs by then.
Okay.
Yep. Perfect. And
I just wanted to add, and the website is updated with the new pop-up information. I know it wasn't there some few days ago.
thank you so much. And Commissioner Theo?
I was going to say for dates, if they're requesting consolidated feedback from us by the 19th, just to keep things simple, I'd recommend a full week. So ask for everything back from us individual commissioners by the 12th. That gives the two of you, 7 days to compile everything. It may be a little overwhelming, so
Absolutely.
we're opinionated.
I think we'd definitely appreciate if everyone has their inputs by the 12th. I think that's a great suggestion. And we'll plan for, we'll learn more about whether it's going to be kind of on an individual level or if they're going to ask for us to roll it up into commission level. Yes.
12th of November, so 6
That is
weeks.
12th of November.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, not
So
in.
we write you 1 page per week.
Right, exactly. So
Good
it can be
luck.
completely overwhelming. Yeah.
We'll be meeting before then as well. Because we have what is it? The 28th is our next thing.
And we
Yes,
can
28th.
pass around the dissertations of opinions.
Yep.
Add more to it.
And that's all for my time, unless anyone else had questions. All right.
Would you like to talk about?
Yeah. So someone on the planning commission reached out to me and shared that they had met an individual who had noted that they could configure the Dashcam app to automatically report to local authorities if people are parked in the bike lanes. He said he does need a local jurisdiction to invite them to set it up. So he, from my interpretation, is a programmer who would just need that to go through, and then he can set it up. Dashcam does not do it proactively, and they wanted to know if we had discussed this for Arlington.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever been discussed or brought up specifically about the Dashcam app, but I'm very interested.
Yeah, I'm interested. I think there might be some privacy issues with the county as a whole. So I don't know what the proper protocol would be to resolve that. Maybe staff could
I
provide.
can follow up on that, Brian.
Yes. Yeah. If we could see what the framework is, because obviously it's going to take a combination of road design and enforcement to keep
Right.
our bike lanes safe. And I know that this is something that they use in New York and in other cities. So it would be interesting to see how this would potentially work in Arlington.
My other initial consideration was the cost factor to it. So I don't have any information on that. Once we find out privacy considerations, maybe we can communicate back and see what we can do about ensuring we know everything about cost and what it'll take.
Yeah. Can you send Ms. Obakoya the details?
Sure
The
can.
company and everything.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone have any SBRC updates?
I participated in the SBRC you were there as well, redo for the Crystal House 6 and 7. And so when Crystal House went through its initial approvals in 2014, there's been a change in ownership, and there was kind of a lot of stuff left on the table for what planning looked like. And so what the team has gone back and done is they're going for reapproval on an edit to parcels 6 and 7, which are the townhouse portions of Crystal House. And so we just kind of did a review of what that would look like and the change from a transportation perspective. The alteration considerations is that they've now gone from having, they've almost doubled the amount of townhouses that they'll be having, but they've made them smaller and more accessible. Accessible in terms of price range. And that did not change the amount of bike storage that they have in their community area. However, every will have a space for a 2-car garage, 1 car being very small, 1 car being normal sized. And so the theory is if you own a bike and you own the unit, you will store your bicycle there. And so we provided feedback and input. And one thing that I voiced in particular was a slight change to how the bicycle storage for the public is organized. They had originally had same sizing throughout for the same size bike, very standardized. And we suggested that they kind of shift that to make space for the changing sizes of bikes that we see.
They also made a change for pedestrians that you can now walk into the site from, was it 26th Street?
Fern Street
Not
to
Fern.
26.
Fern, but it's now the number street.
Yeah.
Is now a stairway that goes down into the site where there wasn't before, because now with the doubling of the units, they're also going to be facing into the site rather than simply onto Fern. So that gives more permeability for this site, which is one of the goals from the very beginning for this site. And they also improved the pass-throughs between the sticks of buildings so that it's ADA compliant. So there were improvements and a lot of improvements on this. So we were pretty happy with those. There's also another thing that's now open, an online feedback opportunity for 2480 South Glebe Road. That's the Hotel Pentagon site.
Yeah.
So that is now open until October 10th for online, as an online engagement. So go online and give your comments.
Right. And Commissioner Flores is also on that SBRC, the Pentagon. Yeah, I think it's really important what you said, Commissioner Forrest, about the different size bikes, especially now since it looks like there's a possibility that we're going to be getting federal funding to get grants for e-bikes vouchers here in Arlington County. So, and there's more and more of those. So it's having the old standards is a bit antiquated because these bikes are heavy and becoming more and more frequent in usage. Yeah, Commissioner Furman.
Be remiss if I didn't also make sure that we officially welcome Commissioner Mendelson to his first meeting. So congratulations on your appointment, and so glad to have you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
All right. Anyone else? Any other?
Can I just ask a logistical question? So our next
Yes.
meeting is on a Monday,
It's on says
28th.
the 28th.
Halloween.
Yeah, so we avoided Halloween.
Okay. And then is the November one the last meeting for the year?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
and it's virtual.
Yeah, all virtual.
Mhm.
Thank you.
And we do have one other item if there's nothing else to discuss. And that is the adoption of the new electronic policy that was adopted by the state over the summer. I can send it out to you guys as a template to review.
Mhm.
And if you have any changes, we can discuss them and vote, or you can vote on what you already have. I believe I sent it out over the summer. If not, I can send it, no worries. So you guys want to vote on it next meeting?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
everyone read through it and then we can vote on it next meeting. And for the equity policy, I know that's something that we don't have, the planning commission has. I was thinking for that, maybe the easiest thing would be for me to draft something and then let everyone else give access if people need to make changes. I think that would be the easiest way, perhaps, and when I like track all the edits and everything, and then we can have a come to a document we all agree on, hopefully. Although I don't think that should be an issue.
Great, thank you.
Mm.
And that's it for me.
All right.
We typically ask at the beginning of the meeting. That's the format we typically use.
Yeah.
Um, do you want to ask now?
I see you in the back. Did you have a public comment or did you want to speak on anything? Okay, just making sure. Welcome. So, just making sure. Okay.
Okay. I think with that, tonight's meeting is adjourned. Right. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of corny.
Haji Mohammed was a teacher. She has a degree in linguistics and devoted her life to advocating for autistic children in the Somali American.
Joan, it was a very short meeting. We had one agenda item and the meeting is now over.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.